Hi, so this is day 4 of this amazing cleanse. And what typically comes up on this day is the question, did I make the right decision? And we start questioning our reasons for cleansing, why we got involved in this, and there is a tendency for some resentment to bubble up from the content of our being about participating on this journey. But trust me, you are in the right place. You did make the right decision. You are learning how to take care of yourself better than you ever have, and this is a positive step in the right direction. So, to establish that affirmation, let's start in Tadasana, the mountain pose. Now, the mountain pose is a posture of self-esteem. This is a place where you can become very proud. You lift your chest, which lifts the emotion tremendously. When you stand tall and you feel the connection between your feet and your chest, and you allow your head to extend up toward the ceiling, your entire being is reaching toward the heavens here. The feet do press down. They press down and stand in the place that every yogi who has ever practiced yoga stands. Join your feet, stand tall. Equal standing is another translation of Tadasana, or mountain pose. And a mountain stands tall. So if you just close your eyes for a moment and envision yourself standing taller than you ever have, and notice how that lifts your chest, how that aligns your sacrum, the sacred bone that sits between your two legs and gives you the ability to support your entire torso. Tadasana is not leaning forward, it's not leaning back, it's not to the side, and it's not to the other side. It is right in the center. So, in Tadasana, you stably stand in the center of your being and know that you've embarked on a journey that is tremendously fulfilling and returning you to the place that you've always had the opportunity to be. Now, just for a moment, close your eyes. And I would like to invite you to explore the way you're balancing. Some of us rock forward and back. Some of us rock side to side. Some of us spiral to the right, and some of us spiral to the left. And by closing your eyes, you give yourself the opportunity to see your particular personal pattern more clearly, because the eyes do play a strong role in balancing. And when you close that off, your balance becomes more tenuous, and you become more aware of how you navigate that relationship. So now, once again, open your eyes and grab yourself a block. Spread your legs apart and put the block by your right foot. Turn your right leg out and your left foot in. Take a deep inhalation and bring your arms up. Exhale, bend your right knee to 90 degrees and take the hand down to the block. Put your left hand on your waist. Now you press the block to push your right arm down and lift your left shoulder. Take your left elbow down toward the floor and back behind you. See if you could put the weight to the outside of both feet. So your right knee presses back towards your right arm. Your right buttocks comes forward. Your left thigh lifts up and the left heel presses down. Now, take a deep inhalation and exhale, stretch your left arm up over your ear. You make a straight line from your left heel to your left hand, and you keep pressing your right arm with your right knee. Right buttocks comes forward. Good. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, switch sides. Place the block to your left hand. Your left foot, excuse me. Take a deep inhalation, lift your arms up. Exhale, bend the left knee to 90 degrees. Put your hand down on the block and place your hand on your right waist. Now, again, put the weight on the outside edge of both feet. The way to do that is to take your left knee back towards your left arm. That pulls the weight to the pinky toe side of your left foot. And stretch into your right foot any amount to press the weight to the outside edge of your right foot. Good. Now, take a deep inhalation and exhale your right arm over your right ear. Press both knees. Bring your pelvis forward. Good. Reach your right arm any amount and make the line from your right heel to your right hand as long as possible. Really nice. Exhale all the air and inhale, come on up. Exhale, turn your feet parallel and walk your feet together. Stand in Tadasana. Good. Next pose is Supta Baddha Konasana. So, for that pose, you need a bolster and a blanket and a belt. You make sure the belt is cinched. You take the belt and put it over your head. Place your feet together and wrap the belt around the front of your feet. You don't want the belt to you don't want to strangulate your feet with the belt. You don't want to pull it as tight as possible. Leave 4 to 8 inches between your heels and your pubic bone. Take the belt as low onto your sacrum as you can. Grab the bolster. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, lower yourself down with your chest open. Place the blanket underneath your neck and your head, and then take your arms out to the side, palms up. Relax here. Let go. Let go in your thighs. Let go in your arms. Allow your chin to drop in the direction of your throat. Soften yourself completely. Let loose entirely. So this is a great place to ask yourself, did I make the right decision? You're completely open here. Your legs are open, your arms are open. Your chest is open, your pelvis is open. You've opened yourself up and asked yourself the right question. Why am I here? Now you have this little voice in your left ear and this little voice in your right ear. And you have to navigate between those two voices and discern which one is important to listen to. You're here to take care of yourself, to initiate a lifestyle that moves you in a positive and creative direction. You've opened yourself up for that. You've taken the steps to initiate that cycle and start it moving. So that little voice that's in your head that starts to question the direction that you're moving in is dangerous. Don't listen. Don't give it any weight. You've established a movement in a positive direction. You've gone through the uncomfortable feelings that can emerge in the first 3 days. And now, it's starting to take its final stronghold. That questioning mind is trying to get a grip on you. And you have the ability, you have the strength to turn your gaze in a creative direction which is caring for yourself in spite of the fact that it's difficult. Sometimes it's very hard to take care of ourselves. But you're doing it. And in this pose, you open yourself up to feel what that feels like. To be able to be vulnerable is strength. Opening yourself up to the possibilities of leading the most creative life you can lead. Because when you care for yourself, you care for others. And as you care for others, you're taking your rightful place that's been offered to you on this planet. We came here as children of the earth to care for the earth. And the earth is any manifestation that's present here, whether it's an animate being or an inanimate being, a plant, a rock, a flower, a person, an animal, an insect. All these manifestations of the earth are of the earth. And we came here to care for the earth. The people in it, the animals in it, the insects in it, and the earth itself. So thank you for embarking on this journey, and we encourage you to stay with it and stay clear. So very slowly, please return your hands to your ribs, caressing yourself, appreciating yourself, giving yourself the love that you deserve. Now, very slowly, I'm going to ask you to place your hands down by your lower back, your pelvis, and to initiate sitting up from your chest by pressing your elbows down, and then your hands, press yourself up with your head last. Good. Now, loosen the belt a little bit, and with your left hand, grab both straps. Take your right hand and put it on the bolster behind you. Exhale all the air. Inhale as you pull the strap up and lift your chest. Exhale, separate your elbows to twist. Keep your chin in line with your sternum. Every inhalation, you lift the chest. Every exhalation, you twist the torso around the pelvis. Inhale, fully lift up. Exhale, completely rotate. When you get to the maximum rotation, every inhalation you continue to go higher and higher. You lift the chest more and more. And every exhalation, you lift the elbows, you drop the shoulders down the back, and you lift your chin any amount. Whatever amount you need to help lift the sternum. On your next exhalation, release the pose, come to a neutral position, switch hands. You grab the belt with your right hand, you place your left hand on the bolster. Exhale all the air. Inhale, press your sitting bones down to lift your chest. Exhale, bend your elbows to rotate the chest. Draw your shoulders down your back. Draw your elbows up. On your inhalation, you press your sitting bones down. On the exhalation, you rotate the torso around the pelvis. Every inhalation, you lift up. Every exhalation, you twist and rotate. Keep your chin in line with your sternum. One more inhalation to lift that chest. Exhale, release. Take the belt off your feet, off your torso. Now, take your bolster, bring it around front, pull your knees in, and spread your legs. Take your feet to the corners of your mat. Turn the bolster so it's in line with your torso. Take a deep inhalation, lift your chest. Exhale, fold forward. Now you can come down on your elbows and place your chin in your hands if you'd like. If you'd like more, you could fold your hands one over the other and place your forehead on your forearms. Hold your feet straight up. Press your knees straight down. Soften. Release. Now, because you pulled that bolster all the way into your belly, it supports you in your lower torso, which is really good to initiate the pose. But once you've been there for a little while, you might find that you can pull the bolster out from underneath your belly and push it forward a little bit. And that allows your belly to sink more, which takes the sitting bones further back. And if you'd like, you could turn your head and rest your ear completely on the bolster. Let yourself go. Let yourself soften. Let yourself release. relaxing your mouth, your cheeks, your jaw. Soften your neck completely. Allow yourself to continue to become heavier and heavier. And if you'd like to turn your head to the other side, please do so at this time. Relax your head. Relax your jaw, your eyes, your tongue. Soften your abdomen. Allow yourself to settle, to totally relax, to completely let go to this pose. Very slowly, take your hands back to your shoulders, press yourself up, push the bolster away from you with your hands, grab your inner knees, lift them up, bring your feet together, and sit there for a moment with your hands behind you. Lift your chest any amount. Good. Very nice. The next pose is Gomukhasana, cow face posture. So bring your knees together. Come onto your hands and knees. Cross your right knee over your left. Separate your feet and sit between your feet. You can pull your knees if you'd like, or you can push them if you'd like. You're trying to cross your top knee directly over your bottom knee and have your heels touching your opposite thighs. So your right heel is very snug against your left thigh and your left against your right. Now take a deep inhalation, lift your chest, and exhale, bend forward over those legs. Let yourself hang. You can take your hands behind you and hold on to your palms, or you can rest your arms underneath your shoulders with your elbows on the floor. Let yourself go. Soften your jaw. When the hips start to open, the jaw gets tense. So be careful here. If your right leg is on top of your left, your right buttocks is stretching. And in that place, it could send tension into your jaw. So relax your jaw completely, relax your right buttocks any amount. Soften there. Now please take your hands underneath your shoulders, straighten your arms to come up. Come forward, uncross your right knee. Cross your left knee over your right. Sit between your heels. Pull your left foot back. Now you could pull your knees apart or you could push them apart, but stack your left knee this time over your right. Hug your heels into your thighs, firm, especially the left heel. Take a deep inhalation, lift your chest. Exhale, come forward. And like the other side, if you want to cross your hands behind you over your sacrum, that's fine. If it feels more comfortable to bring your arms forward and rest your elbows underneath your shoulders, that's a great position too. Either way, relax completely. Now this time the left buttocks is stretching more than the right. But whether it's your right buttocks or your left buttocks, both sides press tension into the jaw. There are so many poses that challenge the jaw when we try to do something that's challenging. Whatever it is, whatever the task is, when we're presented with a challenge, we brace with our jaw. And it's that bracing that creates resistance, that creates tension, that creates and generates stress. Because stress is unknown response to tension. It's not a conscious response. It happens quietly. It happens without us realizing that we're reacting to the challenge in any way. So right now, your left buttocks is stretching. Soften yourself. Let yourself go. Let yourself melt and settle into that stretch, so that the next time you do this pose, that challenge is just a little bit less and a little bit less every time. So your body opens up and releases and relaxes and becomes more calm, generating more contentment and allowing that contentment to permeate your entire being. So very slowly, please pull your hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up. Uncross your legs and set up for Setu Bandha in Baddha Konasana. So you sit on the close end of the bolster and you lay your back down on the entire bolster. Just your head hangs off. Your neck is supported. You get comfortable there. If you're wearing a crew neck t-shirt, pull it down so you don't choke yourself. From here, you slide on the bolster so the bolster pulls the skin of your back down towards your buttocks and the skin of your chest up over your shoulders. You set your arms. You pull your feet in and you place the soles of your feet together in Baddha Konasana. Your palms face the ceiling. The wider you have your hands, the more your shoulders drop to the floor. So make sure your shoulders are firm. Your palms are up. You press your feet down to elongate your lower back, and you rest. Let your belly go. Let your shoulders go. Your chest lifts up. Your shoulder blades squeeze, and you soften. Make sure you're absolutely in the center of the bolster, or else you'll be leaning to one side of the other. Let your legs go. Let your shoulders go. Soften your belly. You can contract the muscles between your shoulders and your spine to lift your chest more here. But once you have established that contraction, you let go. Soften everywhere. Let go your face, your tongue, your cheeks. Soften your chin down towards your throat. Let go entirely. Resist the temptation to press your head back into the floor. Release your belly, relax your face, and sink. Let yourself settle. Let yourself be heavy. Now moving very slowly. Be very gentle with yourself. You've gone very deep. Take your hands and press your legs together. Take your feet to either side of the bolster. Slowly roll to your side and rest there. Let your belly go. Now continue rolling in the direction you're facing, letting your head come up last. And let's take the final resting pose, Shavasana. So move the bolster out of your way. Get a blanket for your head. Lay down with your head on that blanket, supporting your neck. Adjust your pelvis and very slowly straighten both legs. Turn your palms up toward the ceiling so your shoulders are down and your chest is lifting. And then release. Let go. When you first lay in Shavasana, you could feel your back body very clearly. And you could feel the difference between your right shoulder and your left shoulder, the way they hit the ground. And you could feel your heels, your pelvis, your knuckles, your elbows, all these spots. Without moving anything, just see if you could discern the difference between the right side and the left side. And as you continue to let go and release and relax, this disparity, this distinction between your right and your left starts to dissipate. It starts to fade. As you release and relax in Shavasana, there's a merger that takes place. You allow the floor to support you more and more because you're letting go to it. And in that letting go, you're absorbed by the floor. And it's the same with the floor with you. The floor is absorbing your weight. It's receiving you. And you are allowing your body to receive the floor. To let go to it. To fully be absorbed by it. And in this absorption, the difference between your right side and your left side starts to dissipate. And as you're absorbed by the floor, you start to feel as if you're floating. As if you're resting completely. And in that complete resting, you've erased everything that's gone in the past. Everything that's gone by in your life and all the effects of those things. And as we're transforming the cells in our body with our diet, we transform the cells of our mind with our thoughts, and we transform the cells in our heart, in our emotional being, with our feelings. And we create a new person every day. And the great thing is that we get to choose our creation. So we made a decision to move in a direction of health, in a direction of rebuilding, in a direction of establishing new patterns. And the only way you can get rid of a bad habit is by replacing it with a good habit. And we're on our way to changing our habits, to evolving into a better you. So thank you for appreciating this practice and exploring yourself in a more complete way. And very slowly return your hands to your ribs, finding a place of peace, embracing yourself, giving yourself that hug that you deserve so much. And very slowly bend your knees and roll onto your right side, supporting your head with your arm. Rest there for a moment. Let your belly go completely. Soften there. Give yourself permission to feel all that you can feel. And here you have the opportunity to acknowledge that you feel very differently now from how you felt when you first checked in, the beginning of this practice. You've gone through a journey, a transformation. So please continue rolling in the direction you're facing, pressing yourself up with your arms, letting your head come up last. Please sit in a simple cross-legged position and join your hands in front of your chest. Press your sternum into your thumbs to sit up tall. Take a deep inhalation. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.